We begin with a horrific story coming in from Kolkata. Shocking images on your TV screen that we're just about to show you. A little child being brutally beaten up by his private lady teacher inside his house. The CCTV inside the bedroom capturing that entire incident. The 3-year-old being thrown on the bed, slapped and punched by his teacher, who shows no mercy at all and goes on beating him up. The little boy unable to protest, trying to avoid the punches, but his teacher is intending really to teach him a lesson. The boy almost fainted, but the heartless teacher goes on thrashing him mercilessly. The big question is this the way we educate our young? The child's family has not lodged a police complaint so far. Our correspondent from Kolkata, Manogya, now joins me on the phone line. Manogya, these are shocking visuals coming in. We believe this is a private tutor at a home who was appointed to teach the young child. Bring us the details.
Well, the name of the teacher is Rinku Singh, and the fact is that the teacher was teaching, and during that time, for the first 2 days, it's been just 3 days that she was hired. During the first 2 days, she was teaching in front of the parents, but on the third day, when she insisted that she did not want to teach in front of the parents, instead she wanted to teach the child, around 3.5-year-old child, student of nursery in Indian school in Kolkata, alone. She was allowed to do so, but surprisingly, after a certain while, the parents started hearing the sound of the child crying. Despite several insistence, she did not open the door. Then they switched on the CCTV camera which they had installed in the child's room and started monitoring the situation from outside, where they saw that the child was beaten up, was literally roughed up by the teacher, which is completely unheard and unexpected from a lady teacher in the middle of 35 years of age, where she has not only roughed up the child but also beaten up with her legs and rather hit her with her legs.
Also, Manogya, it's highly ironic really that parents have to now invest money and time in installing cameras inside the rooms of their children to ensure that they are safe, be it a teacher or be it domestic help.
Well, absolutely. The message is loud and clear that the parents do not trust anyone, and as far as the functioning of the child is concerned, even they want to monitor it 24/7. And we've also seen that it's not only the first case where we've seen such kind of incidents happening, but perhaps the first case in West Bengal where a private tutor has hit, kicked and also beaten up the child regularly and continuously for several minutes, and the child kept on crying, but the door was not opened and she was kept away from the parents for that while. But the fact that the teacher has gone to the extent of calling up the parents and consistently, repeatedly threatening them not to register a complaint is even more ironic.
Exactly, that was going to be my next question. Why the reluctance in going and filing a police complaint against this teacher?
Well, that's still not clear, but one thing is for sure in the case that there has been insistence, where there has been a complete insistence by the family, where they've taken up the case legally now, and they are making it sure that they will fight it out if required in the court also. And the fact that they have filed a police complaint is in itself is revealing that they have taken action as far as the child security is concerned with the cameras, and the action against the teacher is concerned with the police complaint.
Manogya, do stay with me. I believe activist Nilanjana Chakravarti is also on the phone line with us. Nilanjana, what we are seeing on our screens right now is another horrific incident, this time taking place in Kolkata. The story doesn't limit itself to Bangalore as far as the rape case is concerned, or Kakinada or Kolkata. The fear really is growing within the parents' community really about how safe their children are, be it at home or in school.
Absolutely, absolutely. You see, what is happening, it's no longer state-centric incident or a town-centric, district-centric incident. It's just spanning all classes, all creed, any culture. I mean, how dare he beat this child? I mean, strictest of punishment should be meted out to him. In fact, if he's a teacher, he should not be allowed to practice any kind of teaching whatsoever. He should be absolutely recalcitrated, ostracized, literally ostracized. You see, the problem with us today is that in society, whenever we show an accused, we try to cover his face. No, the cover should be removed. He should be shown that, look, this is the man. This is the man who's abusing small children, who is hitting out, who's so cruel. No compassion. A teacher hitting a student the other day, incident happened. As it is, we are not recovering from one incident, another one is already happened. So I think strictest of punishment, and he should be put behind bars. Absolutely, it goes without saying, because the child is going through, I'm sure he and the parents must be going through abject mental torture and hell. I mean, can you imagine our children are not safe with teachers? So where are they safe then? Where will they, how do we, should we start private coaching in the house? Under this,
well, and that also doesn't seem to be safe enough, like we can see on our television screens. Nilanjana and Manogya, do stay with me. Let me also remind our viewers that the brutal beating visuals are disturbingly similar to those images where a school manager was assaulting visually impaired children. The images show you just how vulnerable our children are when it comes to teachers unleashing brute force. It is time to bring the perpetrators to book and send an unequivocal message that those preying on our children will be dealt with the heaviest of punishments. Nilanjana, coming back to you, is it time that we have stringent clause against such heinous acts?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's a very, you know, it's a very interesting period in the country that we are going through right now. You see, child violence is like absolutely at its peak right now. I mean, one incident happens, another one mushrooms up. So why these incidents are being are happening repetitively in spite of, you know, so much of outrage and so much of, you know, the nature of the crimes are so horrific. It means that there is no fear factor. There is no accountability.
Absolutely.
The teacher, which is whoever he is or she is associated with some institution, he or she should be punished not only from the institution. And I think the management, the school management, have to absolutely express solidarity with the parents and the students. Not be bothered about their brand image, the commercial aspect. If this teacher is found guilty, which I'm sure he is, he should be, I mean, absolutely, you know, to the point of being tortured. He should be put in such a way that he understands, you know, what is the meaning of that poor child, a 3-year-old child barely is now able to express and speak. I mean, he is going to a school and look at this is what he gets. Can you imagine the kind of dent that has happened in his mind?
Yes.
Will he be able to recover this trauma ever?
Absolutely.
In a few years'
Nilanjana,
time, maybe you'll see him in some handicapped school, you know, for mentally challenged. There can't be anything more bizarre than this.
all right, Nilanjana, do stay with me on the phone line. I believe Mr. Amod Kant is also joining us on the phone line. Mr. Kant, thank you so much for speaking with Headlines today. Well, it's not the first time we've spoken to you in the last few days. Unfortunately, it's a series of incidents that have made us call you over and over again to express your view on what's really happening across the country when it comes to our children. And now we have this video coming in from Kolkata. Your first reaction, sir. Mr. Kant, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead, sir.
No, in fact, one can hear that so many cases are being reported from all over, and they are very gruesome actually and completely unacceptable.
Yes.
The only point I am trying to make is that this kind of child abuse has been really prevalent. In fact, we have the experience. You know, I am the founder secretary of Prayas,
Yes.
which carried out that national study on child abuse, which meant physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, etc. And we carried out this country's largest study on the subject, which actually became the cause for this new law called POCSO, that is Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences Act. Now, there we found that nearly 80% of children, I mean, out of 18,000 respondents we examined, 80% of them are subjected to some kind of abuse in almost routine, and family becomes one of the reasons for major abuse. So this is what is the situation. Perhaps, you know, the issues are being highlighted, and then now we are taking note of it. It's really sad. It's extremely sad that such things are happening.
But how do you suggest, sir, that we make the law so stringent that when it comes to...
No, law is very stringent. Let me qualify. The law has become very, very stringent. You know, we have been the part and parcel of the lawmaking process also. For sexual offences, we have got POCSO, which is perhaps a very, very serious law. The Juvenile Justice Act has several provisions. Section 23 to 27 of the Act is very clear that any kind of physical or mental cruelty to child is punishable. We have got corporal punishment, which is also banned now in the country. So there is no problem with the law. The problem lies with the immediate family and the proximate community and the society at large.
So would you say the problem lies in the fact that most of the time, like we see in cases of rape, people do not come out and take these cases forward and demand justice?
So the problem is the sense that once it is being noticed and now cognizance is being taken and perhaps the people are being arrested, police is acting or not acting, if all these things they combine, then the possibility of such crimes being reduced can be seen. And I am very hopeful. I am very hopeful that things will improve.
All right.
But let me again qualify that what we are touching is a very small minuscule of Indian society.
All right,
Maybe
Mr.
the
Khan,
urban society.
appreciate you joining us on Headlines today. Also, Nilanjana, thank you for taking time out to express your views. Also, Manogia, we'll keep coming back to you for more on that story.